So we've just come out the stadium here in Dublin at the Aviva Stadium, and it's finished Celtic 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. I'm with my pal Chris here, and we're with Dinny from Cork and his son Donica, who've come over to watch the game. You might recognise Dinny from the international fan reaction. Chris, I'm going to go to you first. Obviously enjoying the experience of coming over here, but what do you think of the game and the performance?
It was quite a good friendly. I think it was a very strange match. We started badly at the back. There were quite a few chances, quite open play, bit of composure later on, and second half it was a different sort of game, and we were the team that were really pushing last 20 minutes. So it could have been anything from a 3-1 loss to a 3-1 win, and I'll take a 1-1 draw. It was a good second half performance.
Everyone goes away happy, don't they, as a 1-1 draw in the end. Dinny, what did you make of it? Obviously, you couldn't get in with the Wolves fans, but you were in with the Celtic fans. So I mean, you'd be probably able to give us a little bit of insight on their thoughts as well. But what did you think of the opening and how it ended and everything in between?
Yeah, and with the Celtic fans, it was kind of a home game for them, I suppose, with the Irish support. Home game for me, I suppose, being a Wolves fan. I think Wolves kind of started the game like it was a friendly, an away from home friendly. Celtic started it a lot stronger, like they were the home team. They really got up to the pace of the game much quicker than Wolves did. And I think in the first 15 minutes, it could have been 2 or 3 to Celtic. They did a few more chances. They were carving Wolves open at the back. I think once Wolves woke up and kind of figured out they were in a game, they got a bit better. Neto played really well down the left. He was kind of just in front of us. It was pretty good. Semedo was really good down the right. I think when the second half kicked off, then it kind of petered out a bit. Celtic made quite a few substitutions. It went a bit flat.
We did. We made a few substitutions as well, though.
I think it made the game look a bit flat. Like I think the penalty that Wolves got, it definitely was a penalty. I called it straight away. I'm kind of worried for next season, Dave. I'm worried. I wasn't really enamoured by any of the substitutions Wolves made. I think Núñez, he was kind of tricksy when he was in tight positions and stuff like that, players around him, but there's not huge quality there anymore, Dave, and I am worried for next season.
Interesting that you should say that. I thought Núñez had quite a good game again. I thought he was good against Porto. I think like what Chris said, the first 15 minutes, it was like we didn't start. We started really well against Porto, and Celtic. I mean, there's nearly 30,000 there, of which probably, 26,000 or so were Celtic fans, and they started like a home game. I'm thinking, but Dawson, it was the worst I'd seen Dawson. We both said it for the first 15 minutes. They were playing wide. That Jota, tricky little Japanese guy that got in, they were losing him, and they were just playing the ball. We do play a high line under Lopetegui. They were getting in, and he just kept getting in time and time again. The goal, I thought LEAMORE had a very good game, but he gave the ball away. He dilly-dallied on it a little bit too much. They got it away. A bit like we scored against Porto in the week. We high-pressed. We made a mistake and we punished Porto. They did the same to us. It was almost identical because we scored really early. Then Wolves, as the game went on, I thought we started to come more and more into the game. I know they hit the bar before they scored the goal. They hit the post afterwards. We made a great move. I think it was Neto that made the run alongside. Núñez, he's got to score.
It's like an open goal, yeah.
He's got to score. And he was too casual. It went over the bar. Big chance. He had another chance later on, didn't he, that he could have got in?
He didn't anticipate. The ball came off the post. It was no more than a foot away from him, and he stood on his heels, and chance has gone. And that's my criticism. I mean, he needs to anticipate more, and the first half, the open goal was atrocious, really. Missing that, it was. He struggled to keep it in the stadium, and it's quite high.
It is quite high.
I think part of that, Dave, is a mentality thing, though. I think because Wolves did start slow. It was like a friendly for Wolves, more so than Celtic, as I've said already. And I think to get up to the pace of it, if you do that in the Premier League, for Núñez, those shots go in, like they have to, or else you go.
We know he can score. He scored a worldie last season,
and it was from a similar position. The first one, I think. You do that in the Premier League, you're getting dumped out. Like from my opinion, Núñez, it's almost like a stopgap. Wolves, it's like a placeholder. He wants to move on to bigger and better things.
He's not going to be on to moving bigger than better things unless he starts.
Like I was really frustrated by him. He's really good. He's like a phone box player where he can turn really tightly. You enjoyed his play. He kind of frustrated me. Maybe I just made up my mind earlier on that he was kind of frustrating, and I just kind of kept that thing for the whole game. Maybe, who knows?
I think he's going to come a lot better. I think it's still early days. One thing we have to remember that Celtic are a week ahead of Wolves in their preparation. The Scottish League starts next year. They are in the Champions League. You know, they've got some real quality. They move the ball quick. They've got a lot of Asian, sort of Japanese, South Korean players, and they've got some really good. They moved the ball quickly. They closed down. I thought the one thing, one person impressed me was Joe Hodge. I thought he had a really good game. He looked really busy. Can see why he started. We didn't see Gomez coming on. Kuna put a shift in as well. Neto made some good runs. Sarabia looked a little bit better. I think we've got good quality in the team up to around about 16, 17, 18 players, but we haven't got very much in the depth. Saying that, when Doherty came on and Fabio Silva came on, Chris was saying about this. He was like, I reckon there can be a goal from this. Fabio looked really good. He was playing some good tunnel. He's really positive in his movement. So again, we've only seen 15 minutes, but the Wolves fans were really good to him today. They were cheering him on the touchline. He waved to the thing. That's a really good sign for the Wolves fans to show that we're glad you're here and you're welcome. We want him to do well. Doherty came on. Doherty does what Doherty does. Calm and collected, making them runs as we've seen him do over the years. He gets to the byline. It's a definite penalty. Joe off brings him down, and Kuna, calm as you like. They were arguing over who's going to take the penalty. He puts it out, and towards the end, you've got to say Celtic were hanging on at the end. You know, I mean, we saw Norrie trying to do a spectacular bicycle kick. We had a couple of other opportunities where the passes. It's the final ball, and it's the same problem. It's that final ball to finish things off, and you will get caught in the Premier League if we don't.
I thought you could see the quality when the quality shone. As I'm repeating myself now again, but after the first 15 minutes, after the big burst from Celtic, the quality was there. The players are more quality. They have a better turn of pace. They have a better showing for the ball. All the touches are there. I was really looking forward to seeing Silva playing along Sasha. We didn't see Sasha at all. I was really disappointed with that. I thought Silva done okay. He was showing for the ball. He made a couple of good moves. He passed it off once or twice. Optimistic for him. Is he going to stay? Who knows?
We will find out soon.
The one thing I have to pull you up on, your pronunciation of Doherty. It's not going to stand, Dave. You're in Dublin. You're in Ireland.
It's Doherty.
Doherty.
Doherty. I get told off by the promotion for saying Doherty. It's Doherty.
You're going to say Doherty.
Doherty.
It's like
Doherty. I've got it. I've been corrected. I've
I've just say it so many times, watching so much of your stuff.
Dave, it must be Doherty.
It's good that he's moved on, because I don't have to correct Dave anymore. Now that he's back, I'm like, Dave.
My pronunciations are famous anyway for getting them wrong. Chris, your performance rating, your man of the match, and why?
I would say man of the match for me was Joe Hodge. He was everywhere. He was breaking stuff off. He distributed the ball well. That's probably the best I've seen him play in a game. I was pleased with Fabio when he came on. He's a target man. You can see he holds the ball up well. And if you think back to Raoul's and Doherty's days, then that's how Doherty got into the box.
Absolutely.
Playing the ball into a forward and making a run off him. So I'm looking forward to maybe that working a bit more. Saying that, Sameda was very well. This is a really long answer.
Performance rating, a very long answer.
7.
A 7! How about you, young man? Well, who's your man of the match?
Lamina.
Lamina, I love it. Performance rating, your LEAMORE Windows man of the match, mate, to finish on?
A bit flat the whole game. I give the match a 6 out of 10, and I thought Lamina, like he was saying there, broke up the play unbelievable. Every time there was a stray ball, he was on it. Every time there was a player going past him, he didn't go past him. I didn't mention him the whole time because I wanted to give him a special mention. He's my man of the match. A little shout out to Semedo, alright, I thought he was really, really good as well. At half time I met a Celtic fan in the concourse and that, and he was asking what's the name of that player, because whatever the Celtic player in the opposition was like, he's just making mincemeat of him, like, you know. So I told him that was Semedo. For me it was Lamina. Nothing got past him. The problem is you can break up the play, you can make the passes, but what's up top? What's happening up front, like?
And we will find out in due course very soon. Wolves have got 2 more friendlies, Luton and Rennes, in the next week. Then we've got United away. Obviously the transfer window. I know there's some concerned Wolves fans. We've got to just, we're all concerned. We've got to see what happens. We've got a decent, as I say, starting sort of 16, 17, but after that it's a bit thin and we need some reinforcements coming in. We'll wait and see what happens that. I'm going to give my performance rating overall, I'll go with a 7. I thought, apart from the first 15 minutes, we started to really do a lot better. So I'll just give it a 7, a nice average score. I'm torn because you've got Lamina on the one side, you've got Hodge on the other side. But because Lamina was at fault for the goal, although I thought he had a great game after that, he did dilly-dally, he lost the ball and the goal came from it. I'm going to go with Joe Hodge. Young man, Lopetegui's shown a lot of faith in him. He was really, really good. So I'm going to give it to Joe Hodge this week. Leave your thoughts, your rating. We've got another fan reaction coming up. We might have the goal as well coming up. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Smash a like if you liked the video. Until the next one, from all of us here, always Wolves. Fantastic.
Well, 10 out of